Fractions are all around us. Can you think of where you would see fractions in your house? Because you're at home at the moment, aren't you? When you're cooking in the house, chop a lime in half, could chop it into quarters. You see fractions in recipe books too. See, where are we here? Half a teaspoon of chili powder. Could even be on your Xbox when you're playing Fortnite or FIFA, like 7 out of 10 shots were on target, whatever it might be. Now, if you're watching this video, hopefully you'll know then, or you've done stuff in class before, that if you look at this, you can see that there are 4 parts in the whole shape. It's what we call the denominator. It goes on the bottom of a fraction. And we can see that 1, 2, 3 parts out of 4 are blue. So we could say 3/4 are blue. It's difficult to write when you're holding a camera. So pause the video right now, go and get yourself a pen and a pencil and a piece of paper, whatever, something to write with. You got it? Okay, let's go. Let's do a quick recap then. Can you write this out as a fraction? What fraction of these cubes are blue? Right, so I'm thinking there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes all together. And we were asking what fraction are blue? Well, 1, 2. 2 out of 4. 2/4 are blue. Okay, what about this one? What fraction of the cubes are white? What fraction of the cubes are white? So you have to think, how many cubes are there all together? That number would go on the bottom. Then we think, how many are white? Did you get 1/3, what we call a third? Because there's 3 parts in the whole, and 1 part is white. Now, if you've got some cubes at home, maybe some Lego bricks, Duplo, whatever it might be, can you build some of your own fractions and write down what they are? You could even create a sort of fractions museum, invite somebody from your family to come and see what you've done. Might want to pause the video and try and do that just now. But something my class had been moving on to was finding fractions of amounts. For example, 2/3 of 6. Now that's quite tricky to do, but a couple of us in the class came up with a strategy for figuring it out, and I'm going to show you it because it's actually really useful, and it took lots of ideas from lots of people in the classroom to put it together, and we understood it really quite well. So let's see what you make of it. So we've written out this problem, 2/3 of 6, but what we really need to do to make it clearer is to draw it. So we need to think, what is the whole? What's the whole number here? It's 6. So I could draw that as a rectangle. I could say that is 6. And we're going to split it into 3 parts. Again, difficult to do holding a camera, eh? The number on the top of the fraction, the numerator, that tells us how many parts we're looking at, how many parts we're concerned with. So 2 out of 3. So 1, 2. Okay, so we're trying to find 2/3 of 6. Now, a good way to make this easier is to get yourself some cubes. Now, if you don't have cubes, you could use coins, counters, apple seeds, anything really. So I've got 6 cubes in the whole, 6 in the whole. And what I need to do is share these equally out between the 3 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, come back to my fraction again. We're trying to find 2/3 of 6. So that's 1/3. That's 1/3, that's 1/3. They're all thirds. And we're looking for 2/3. So 2/3 would be the 2 we've shaded in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2/3 of 6 equals 4. So here's another one here. I've got 3/4 of 8. 8 is the whole. We're splitting it into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4/4 maybe you could say. And we're going to be looking at 3/4. We've coloured them in. So again, I can take my 8 cubes here, put them in the hole, and we need to share them out equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now we're looking at 3 of the quarters. So we need to count up how many cubes are in 3 of the quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3/4 of 8 is 6. And just a quick one here. If you're like, I don't have cubes, that's absolutely fine. You could actually just draw them in. Same thing again, 3/4 of 8, 8's in the whole, we need to share it out, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It could just be a bit harder to see, but I can still count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, if that didn't make sense, the great thing about learning at home is you can just rewind it and watch again. It's like watching me on Rewind. You can't do that in the classroom, can you? So you can watch it as many times as you need to until you start to get the idea and the concept. Then, once you've got that, how about you come back to this? Pause the video here. Using that strategy, can you find 1/3 of 9? Can you find 3/4 of 8? 2/5 of 10? And 2/3 of 6. So pause the video so you can see these ones and give them a go. And just a wee tip then for that first one, 1/3 of 9, you could set it up like this. 9 is the whole. We're cutting it up into 3 parts and we're concerned with, or we're looking at, 1 part. Let's see if you can become a fraction master. Because that's the line, the line in between the numbers and the forget it.